Some of you may know from my previous videos and pictures that I did the Skyway 10K this past weekend for the fourth time, every year that they've had it in person. And you may have also seen, not only on my page, but many others, the act of the heroic state trooper who her job was to, in part, protect the entrance to the Skyway Bridge. And some crazy drunk driver at 8:30 in the morning started heading toward the entrance, the barricaded entrance of the Skyway Bridge. And I don't know what presence of mind she had, but she started to head on toward this crazy driver, and the video shows the head-on collision. She stopped this woman who has now been charged with drunk driving head on. She just stopped her and saved the lives of hundreds, maybe thousands of us runners. Personally, I was done running by that time, but many hundreds of runners still were on the bridge, on the course, and running. None of us had a clue that any of this was happening. And I didn't until I was on the way home, driving home a couple of hours after I finished, and saw the trooper's car and the other driver's car, and they were just crumpled, and it was a mess. And because I've been a TV reporter, I just kind of assessed the situation as I drove by and realized that somehow this driver had tried to penetrate the barricade. So, you know, the Skyway race is a huge undertaking, and it's amazing how it has been pulled off every year without a hitch. And this really showed the effectiveness of the security system that was in place to stop this driver. And there was still plenty of distance between the actual runners and where the barricade was, but you know, given the determination or lack of judgment of the driver who was trying to penetrate the barricades, it still was, fortunately, plenty of time and distance for her to be stopped. But still, just as if you've watched this video that the Highway Patrol put out of the head-on collision, it's only 27 seconds, but it's like I've relived this, and I guess many of us who were running the race have just now this vision in our head of how grateful we are to Trooper Schuck, I think is her name. And if you go on the Florida Highway Patrol page, you'll see all the tributes and everything. I hope that people donate billions of dollars to this woman for being such a hero and an example in these crazy times of what we need to, you know, to just kind of show the world that it's important to give recognition to the heroes in our generation who have are just doing their job, and that's all I'm sure she would ever say. Her injuries were determined to be serious, as you might expect in the video. Just, you know, the impact of the car, it's amazing that they both made it out alive. And some of the discussion was that she actually turned her car a little bit to the left to avoid a full frontal head-on collision, which probably would have killed them both. So all of this just is quite amazing. And if you are, you know, no matter what your situation, you think, I mean, runners are kind of, I think, a little bit scared to do this race because it's on, the last time I looked, the 7th longest bridge of the world, 2 miles up, 2 miles down, a mile or so on either side to get there. So it is not an easy bridge race, and the incline is 4%, which is significant for, you know, a mile or two to be running that. So, you know, it was scary to begin with, and to think that we had this event going on while we were running, to look back and go like, wow, how amazing, how brave this trooper was to be able to put her life on the line to protect so many of us. So running is a gift that can be taken away at any moment, and it can be from our own personal injury or circumstances. And last year, the Skyway 10K did not happen in person because of COVID. So I think we were all feeling a double dose of gratitude to be able to participate in this race. So kudos to the state trooper who just put her life on the line without, even thinking about it. And hopefully the drunk driver will get prosecuted to the full extent of the law, because people need to take responsibility for their lives. And I know we're all going through a whole lot of pain and wondering how we're going to pay bills right now. But people also need to recognize when they have a problem. And easier said than done, of course. Addiction is insidious and a terrible thing. And if you've ever been in a situation or lived with anybody, as I have, who has an addiction, it's just one of the toughest things you'll ever deal with. So I get that part of it, but we need to take responsibility for our lives and recognize when the worst is happening, to not, it's one thing to endanger our own life, but to endanger the lives of so many others. Hopefully this will be a wake-up call for that person, because I don't know what else you can do, really. But again, big kudos to the trooper who did this. All right, gotta run.